Hello, first grade. Today we are going to be working on Chapter 9 review. So what I need you to do is make sure you have a pencil and your math book. Your math book needs to be open to 699, so 699. If you need time to get there, go ahead and pause the video and unpause when you're ready to get started. Okay, so we're going to go over some vocabulary first. Our first one says two equal parts of a whole are called what? So what's it called when I have two equal parts? Is it called fourths, halves, a two-dimensional shape, or a whole? It's called halves. So I'm going to write that on my first line. Please make sure you're writing it on yours, and your spelling should be right because we have it right there in front of us. All right, number 2 says a blank is a flat shape such as a circle, a triangle, or a square. So we already used halves. So is it fourths, two-dimensional shape, or whole? A flat shape. Well, that's going to be a two-dimensional shape. So go ahead and write that in. Now, if I'm going too fast for you to write, you can always pause the video and unpause it when you're ready to move on. Number 3, 4 equal parts of a whole are called what? Are they called fourths or a whole? Well, it wouldn't really make sense for me to say 4 equal parts of a whole are called a whole, but it would make sense for me to say 4 equal parts of a whole are called fourths. So write that on your line. And then that would mean that number 4, the entire amount or all of the parts is called the whole. So go ahead and finish writing those again. If you need more time, pause the video and unpause when you're ready to move on. For numbers 5 and 6, we're looking at how many sides and how many vertices each of these shapes have. So, looking at this triangle, I want you to write how many sides does it have and how many vertices. And now just to refresh your memory, a vertice is it's a point or a corner. So go ahead and count those up. I want you to do 5 and 6. Pause the video, and then when you're finished with 5 and 6, unpause so we can check your work. Okay, so you should have done 5 and 6. Let's see. How many sides do I have? So I have 1, 2, 3 sides. And how many vertices? 1, 2, 3 vertices. So 3 sides and 3 vertices for our, what's that shape called? Say it out loud. I hope you said triangle. All right, and now for number 6, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. And then when I'm looking at the corners or the vertices, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 vertices. And this shape is called a, say it out loud. Hope you said square. All right, we're going to move on to our next page. Just go ahead and turn your page over. All right. Numbers 7 and 8. It asks us to circle the 2 pattern blocks used to make the shape, and then draw a line to show the model. All right, so let's see. For number 7, what two pattern blocks can we use to make a triangle? Do you remember? We've done it before. I'll give you a hint. If I draw a line straight across the middle of my triangle, what two shapes do you see? You should see a triangle and a trapezoid. So circle those two shapes. Now, number 8 is a little trickier because what you want to do is you want to say, oh, well, that's just a trapezoid. And you would be absolutely right. But they want us to find how we can make it with two different shapes. So I'm going to give you a hint. I'm going to draw a line that looks like this. Now, which two shapes did we use to make that trapezoid? I can see here I used a triangle. That's one of my shapes. What's my other shape that I used? The parallelogram. So circle those. For numbers 9 and 10, I want you to tell me, write it, pause the video, write it in. How many equal parts does each of these shapes have? Go ahead and do that, and then unpause when you're ready to get it checked. Okay, you should have done 9 and 10 by now. Let's see how many equal parts we have. We have 1, 2 for this shape. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts for number 10. Now for numbers 11 and 12, you're going to write how many parts are shaded out of how many total parts. So go ahead and try to do that. Pause the video and unpause when you're ready so we can check. Okay, so you should have finished 11 and 12 by now. Let's see. I have 1 part shaded blue out of 1, 2 total parts. And for number 12, I have 1 part shaded out of 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. Remember, I still count the one that's colored in as one of my parts. Make sure yours looks like mine. And then we are going to move on. So here we go. Number 13. We're going to do a little bit of a riddle. So are you ready? It says, I am a two-dimensional shape that has more than 2 but less than 4 sides. What shape am I? Okay, so if it has more than 2 sides but less than 4 sides, how many sides does it have? What number is in between 2 and 4? 3. So this shape has 3 sides. So what's a shape that we know that has 3 sides? Let's draw it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So it's a triangle. So we're going to write the word triangle here. Number 14 says Amos and Elton want a piece of chicken pot pie. Each of them want an equal part of it. So draw a line to show how they could cut the pot pie. So let's see. We're going to draw a line. We have how many people want to share it? Amos and Elton. So how many people is that? How many pieces do we need? 2. It's 2 people. So we need to cut it into 2 equal parts. Go ahead and do that. Draw a line in this pot pie over here. Cut it into 2 equal parts. All right, I'm going to draw my line. I'm going to go from top to bottom this time. Remember, you could have also gone side to side. That's fine too. That would have been 2 equal parts as well. Guess what? There's more to this question. Now it says Sarah and Nicole also want equal parts. So draw another line to show how they could cut the pot pie this time. So now how many people do we have all together? We have one, two from Amos and Elton, three, four when we add the girls. So now I need to cut it into four equal parts. So I can just draw my other line straight across so that I have four equal parts of the pot pie. All right, and then our last question says Jill and Carlos each have a shape. Both shapes have four sides and four vertices. Jill's shape has four sides all the same length. Carlos's shape has exactly one pair of sides that are the same length. What are the two shapes? Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, so Jill's shape has four sides all the same length. Think in your brain. What shape has four sides all the same length? I hope you're thinking of a square. So square has four sides all the same length. Now, Carlos's is a little bit trickier. It says Carlos's shape has exactly one pair of sides. Oop, I didn't want to do that. One pair of sides that are the same length. Hmm. Well, if I'm thinking to my other shapes that have four sides, I have a rectangle, but that has two sets of equal sides. It has two short and two long. I can think to a trapezoid, but all of those sides, that has two short, two long too, but they're slanted. Hmm, I think I might know what it is. Do you think you know what it is? I'm thinking his shape is a trapezoid. It has two lines that are the same size on the sides, but the center or the top and bottom lines are different lengths. So square and trapezoid, where do you see that answer on the bottom here? I see it right here. Don't be fooled with the first answer that says square and triangle. You need to read through the whole word. This one says square and trapezoid. All right. Now, first grade, we're going to clear our page and we're going to go to this last section, which is going to be your independent work for today. I'm going to walk you through the directions and then you're going to do it all on your own. So the first part, it says circle the shapes with more than three vertices. So it could be three, it could be more. Circle all the shapes. Then this one says circle the pattern blocks used to make this composite shape. So which shapes did we use? And finally, you're going to draw the lines in to show equal parts. So this circle, you're going to show two equal parts. And for this circle, you're going to show four equal parts. When you're finished, I want you to take a picture of this page, just this page, and submit it in the My Work section so I can see how you did. All right? I will see you tomorrow for a fun review game.